Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 138 of the Blrd podcast. Today we have Bandito Mac,
What's going on?
Green Tuner,
Hello.
Dark Side,
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
and myself, Creamcast. Once again, Bay, champion of the world, main character. Obviously, we are missing our special guest now, the Ed Underground. You know, he's out there enjoying a very special day for a very, very special lady in our lives. So, you know, unfortunately, he will not be able to attend tonight's podcast, but that's all right, though. We'll continue to keep this ball rolling. How you guys doing? You guys doing okay?
Good.
Good.
Doing good.
Good.
Doing good, man.
Good.
Another week.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling a little witchy. You know what I'm saying? Like a little witchy.
Mm.
Yeah,
little magical.
A little magical. I feel like the Halloween season is coming upon us. You know, and then
I don't know where you're going with this.
you don't know where we're going with this.
No.
Oh, you didn't hear about the newest sensation from Marvel Studios? Agatha all along, the witch that we somehow forgot about in the last couple of years, from the hit series WandaVision. Is that Agatha?
Yeah,
WandaVision. Hit memorable series.
Yes.
Forever etched into our minds.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
what were you guys feeling about WandaVision?
You know what?
Did you review
In retrospect, yeah, we reviewed it.
Yeah.
It was the first MCU TV show, kicked off Disney Plus, right? There was no content. It was the first thing. It was their first content.
Very first thing.
It was, in retrospect, I like it because it stood out as an original piece of, like it was atypical, right? It was not, it was different. The episode length, the way it was presented, I liked it. And I think it had like this originality that Disney Plus has lost, and it's become more formulaic now. The episodes are more TV shows, and WandaVision felt more experimental. Felt more like this is a TV show, but Disney Plus is doing a TV show. Crazy.
A Marvel TV show.
Right. Marvel TV show.
Yeah.
So it could have been, the potential that it had was limitless, and especially WandaVision was playing around with like a lot of concepts, and the episode lengths were strange, and it was just like this is cool. It was like, it wasn't less of a TV show than more of like a experience, right? And I enjoyed it in that respect. I don't remember certain parts of it, but I think it's real simple when you like the bullet points of WandaVision. It's mainly for me, it's mainly a setup for Doctor Strange, the Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
And you kind of have to see that movie in order to like watch WandaVision Part 2, I guess. Like otherwise you don't really know what it's set up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then now we're approaching this, which is kind of the third part of that. And I'll be honest, I like all of that stuff. You know, if I had to compare it to the other Disney Plus stuff, I think WandaVision is in a better place. I don't. Maybe we should rank it one day, but I think it's in a higher place for me.
I mean, like even compared to like the Netflix Marvel shows when they originally released, because I remember being pretty high.
Some like Daredevil is above,
Punisher,
at least to me.
For sure.
Punisher
Daredevil's better, but like
Punisher is above.
is above.
Is above, but I think I still think they're totally different. Like, I mean, the Netflix shows are trying to be Netflix. They're trying to be like good shows.
Yeah.
I really think this was WandaVision was trying to be something totally different. And I don't like it was WandaVision had the weight of not only being like the first MC show, it was the first Disney Plus show. It was like a lot of people were watching it for a lot of reasons. Right. And I think it did that well. It like presented the first step in whatever Disney Plus was trying to do well, totally in a unique way. But I don't think it's been matched. I think other shows are good, but like I never got that feeling from anything else.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, we also forget the hit TV series Agents of Shield. That was
yeah,
another
yeah.
TV show that is
ABC,
often,
baby.
yeah, and people forget about that because people always go to they forget
As
about the
you
Netflix.
should.
They forget about the Netflix. And I think it was a different. It was definitely a different era at that time
with
Way
Marvel.
Right.
With
Yeah,
what's his
Marvel.
name? Agent Welshie or whatever that we were supposed to feel sad for because he died in the movies.
Mhm.
He was like a carryover from the Shield show.
Yeah,
What's
Right.
that actor? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about I forgot his actual name. I forgot his
You know
character.
what I mean?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Like I
mean,
remember in the movies,
Yeah.
like they killed him, and they gave him like this dramatic, death scene where he could like talk
You're
as he was
talking about
dying and everything.
he
Yeah.
got killed in Avengers.
Colson.
Yeah.
In
Coulson,
Coulson.
yeah. Agent
Coulson,
Coulson,
thank you. Yeah.
Agent Coulson.
Yeah.
Those
That
shows
was
too,
from
I feel
the
like
TV show. Yeah.
they were definitely more attached to like versus the Netflix shows. Those shows like Agents of Shield and WandaVision, they felt more connected to the MCU, right? Like coming out of the MCU. Because I just watched WandaVision recently, so it's pretty like still fresh in my mind, and so it felt like you did need to know, you did need to see Endgame in order to understand who Vision was, like what that
Sure.
relationship was and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I agree, like the way it was presented, the way it handled kind of demonstrating Wanda's power. I feel like that was all really well done. Like the way they used like the different sets, her different realities, essentially.
Bandito Mac, did you watch Doctor Strange, the Doctor Strange movie?
I didn't finish it. I was watching it.
Oh, okay.
Today, yeah,
Okay.
but I was like right near the end.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it's just kind of leading. I'm getting the gist of basically like what's going on, essentially. But
you did watch things out of order a little bit, so and
Yeah.
you watch WandaVision. I mean, now at this point, you watch WandaVision after pretty much it concluded with Doctor Strange. At least that part of the saga, Endgame. I guess Endgame, Doctor Strange, then WandaVision, and then you watch WandaVision now several years later since its release. How do you think? What do you think about WandaVision now, years later, after seeing how the MCU kind of have progressed? In your mind, I guess, was this? Do you think WandaVision was a sign of the beginning of the end of this phase of Marvel?
No, I wouldn't say that actually. I felt like WandaVision, I had like overall, like my feeling of the show was a lot more positive compared to anything else that I've watched in the MCU since. I'm trying to remember the things in between because I didn't really see, like I didn't watch Agents of Shield and like I was going to say Arrow, but the Hawkeye show,
Yeah.
and some of the other like leading up to like, the Miss Marvel, because the Monica Rambeau, that character, I remember she shows up in like the Captain Marvel movies as well.
Yes. Well, she showed up in the first Captain Marvel. She didn't show up in the second. No, she did show up in the second one.
She was in the second one
as an Easter egg.
No.
In credit.
She was in the Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. She showed up as a
second movie. She was main character in the second movie.
Second movie.
Yeah, Captain Marvel 2, the Marvels.
The Marvels, yeah.
Marvels.
Yeah, she was one of the Marvels, one of the three. So she was the main.
Yeah.
She was
Monica
the main
Rambeau?
character.
Yeah. Remember, it's her and then
I'm sorry. I'm
thinking
thinking about her mother. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The mother, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, overall, the WandaVision. So I thought WandaVision was really well done, and I would have definitely loved to see more interesting. I want to like say what I liked, like just how they handled the plot, like how they handled, how they handled her power. So I'm super interested, obviously in seeing Agatha all along. Even though I didn't really get to see it just yet. So some of us have already watched it. So curious what to hear. Well, curious to hear your guys' takes and seeing like, is it an improvement from what you guys have been seeing?
Yeah, I mean, so just for full transparency, Agatha All Along literally came out 9 p.m. today. And we're streaming an hour and a half, 2 hours later. So we, for the most of us half of us got to watch both episodes that premiered. The other two only got to watch episode 1, a little bit of episode 2. So No, I mean we're literally coming off fresh with a super
Yeah.
fresh take of this,
Mhm.
of literally just watching this. No, I'm kind of interested, especially, I mean, from your perspective, Bandito, from watching WandaVision as of this weekend and then watching this, how your viewpoint may differ from ours. Because
Yeah.
I feel like for the most, we've been a little jaded with this past phase of
Right.
Marvel, from Sam Raimi films to uh, No Way Home to uh Falcon and the new Captain America and so forth, and all these other TV shows that come out from Marvel. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Really quick, we have our special guest has decided to grace our presence with his online persona, the Ed Underground, via chat, talking about look at the sad excuse for a human meat sack. Don't know who he's talking to. He's probably talking to me, and
Yeah.
that's all right. As it calls me a fake fan because I misplaced Monica Rambeau for her mother, but that's all right too.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, See, now he can't complain that we don't read his messages in the chat live. So
There you go.
there you go, man.
I mean,
I
he still
enjoyed.
can, and I'm sure he still will.
Yeah, I mean,
But
he's gonna enjoy this ban. You know, he's about to get banned from the chat, so it's all good. Um,
Yeah.
all right, so let's jump into it.
Just report him for what's called abusive behavior.
Yeah, he said very mean things to me. But nah, it's all good. Let's jump into it. Going from WandaVision. WandaVision came out, it seems at this point, what, 2 years ago. And comparing it to watching this, Bendito, that's what you asked us. I feel like this is an improvement, honestly. WandaVision to me felt very, I didn't necessarily like the whole, it was intriguing for them to do the whole different time periods for sitcoms and dramas and whatnot. And I really thought it was going to go somewhere. I felt like it didn't really go to where I thought it was going to go to. I was very hyped about it. I remember for Endgame, after Endgame had debuted, they had really put emphasis, like WandaVision is going to span all these genres from the I Love Lucy era, I Dream of Jeannie, to more modern, like or I would say 90s sitcoms, like what's one with Al Bundy, Married with Children.
Married with Children.
Yeah, like all, and span all these like dramas and sitcoms and so forth. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really crazy. It's gonna be a really fun ride. And at the end of it, I just felt like Wanda kind of, it was low, went high a little bit, and then kind of kept us in a decent limbo leading up to Doctor Strange. And I think we've talked about this before in the podcast. We were theorizing to the nth degree of what Doctor Strange could be. And we got our hopes absolutely dashed.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
This is like telling a kid about Santa Claus, and then to come to find out Santa Claus is just your uncle, third remove, that lives down the street.
Yeah. So your expectation of the Madness one, or
Multiverse of Madness.
Like, all of our false
probably
hope
the
is
greatest story ever told in our mind.
We
had fucking the Hulk and Wolverine coming in, and
and here,
my lord,
we have a podcast where we recorded ourselves in real time, and you could go back and listen to episode by episode the hype train build.
Yeah,
the possibility.
So funny.
In retrospect, you could see the setup for failure. 10 episodes. 10 episodes.
Yes.
It had gotten
you know what?
not too long, before this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I was gonna mention
so
that.
we were like super hyped with the Fox purchase. We're like, oh fuck, this is it. They're gonna break the doors open.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I guess it just didn't, because I was going to say, like, I'm remembering now, Professor Xavier showed up. And I was like, oh shit, like that was fucking crazy. I don't know if that, spoiler alert. I don't know if you haven't seen that.
It's not spoiler alert.
It's not spoiler.
Right. But no, I was like, that was cool. Maybe because I was seeing everything like back to back. So I did think that was like really, really surprising. But that was maybe like kind of the biggest shock that was there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was
No,
like, the Professor
biggest-
Xavier. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the biggest shock had to be John Krasinski, as
that too.
Mr. Van,
Yeah.
because he
Yes.
was not even he was a fan casting made into
Fan-
reality.
Yes.
Okay, I
he was
thought
a-
so.
he-
Okay.
John Krasinski was at that time of that cameo. He was the #1 rumored, most demanded for, constant talk of the internet
Yes.
for maybe years
Years.
in build up.
Yeah.
Years.
I thought I saw
Years
like
in
Photoshop
build-up.
images of this guy. Like
Yeah, you would have.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, back in the day,
there were millions of
there was
Photoshop.
there was millions of them because people
Yeah.
like, as far as fan casting was concerned, everybody they were like, we want John Krasinski, and the thing is,
Yes,
it wasn't even something that John Krasinski was even
Well, yeah, he
vying
didn't want
for.
it.
He wasn't even he wasn't even like caring about it.
Crazy.
He just
Yeah.
wanted to be. He didn't want this, or it didn't say he didn't want it. It wasn't on his radar, but everybody wanted him to be Reed Richards. And then when he showed up, it's crazy because in my theater, nobody.
I was about to tell you this.
It's like nobody got excited. It was
Seriously?
it was a silent theater, and I was the
Yeah.
only person talking about woo.
In my theater, I was about to say this before you said it. In my theater, when he showed up through that portal thing, there was a like it happened split second, but the reaction I got from the crowd, this was a first night crowd. It was like a little bit of a woo, and then it was like a finally, this guy's here, finally,
right.
that, like oh yeah, finally, like so it was like palpable, like people were like, oh finally Disney, like
Yeah.
so like an expected delivery that we knew was coming, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
as soon as he popped up, I think that was the like the most unexpected. The other ones were also unexpected. I'll be honest. Well,
Agent Carter.
Carter. Yeah.
Everybody was hoping.
Carter,
a lot of the female fans were like, "Hey, let's do a what if situation," because they've already done it in what if, or having Peggy Carter be Captain America, and then she ended up being not Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
Yeah, and she ended up showing up as Captain. I mean, she was still Captain. They just call her Captain, but
The
Captain. But she showed up, and everybody that was a pretty cool thing to have her actually in live action be the Captain. And the thing that sucked about it is that it was I don't know. Well, the original script for Multiverse of Madness kind of got leaked a little bit, and the original script it was completely different.
We gotta get into all this because we could talk about this.
we can talk about
We're still gonna talk about.
we still gotta talk about Agatha.
We can talk about fucking Tom Cruise and shit. We're gonna get into all
Okay,
this.
okay.
We still gotta get to Agatha.
Yeah, let's not get into it. But
I'm happy Bandito Mac is watching that because especially if you're watching WandaVision and this is kind of the bread, and the Doctor Strange is the meat in the sandwich. So you kind of need to watch that, and I'm sure it's going to have some context later in the show. So your perspective is going to be real fresh and interesting in this series. But
I was going to ask. Well, not to get into it, but I was going to ask like how do you guys feel about the way that some of them died, but. Because it was just like kind of crazy.
Controversial.
My boy, and I'm probably the only one. Black Bolt is the Inhumans are my. I love them. them, and
they tried it.
Here's the thing.
It didn't work out.
Bandito Mac, you've been a long time. Shut the fuck up, Bandito Mac. You've been
It's not gonna work out.
You've been a listener before. You've been on this fucking podcast.
Just like Iron Fist.
Shut the fuck up! They only gave Swamp Thing one season. Are you fucking kidding me? One season of Swamp Thing. One season. They fucking gave nothing. They gave Swamp Thing one season. And the fucking Inhumans one season.
No, they got 2 seasons.
Inhumans, no. Inhumans gonna get one.
I know you got one. Oh shit!
Inhuman and Inhuman.
Did they
was
even
not
finish this season? I thought it was like canceled before they finished the season.
Well,
it was
wasn't
not,
when
it
he.
was not.
I want to. But screw it. By
like spoilers.
But spoilers. Yeah, Black Bolt at the end. He at the one he destroys the base, right? or he destroys the thing, he locks his brother up, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
something like
that's
it's been
kind of
long
a
time.
that's kind of an
Yeah.
ending per se, but I mean, it's not the great. It's
I mean,
not
they
good.
did it dirty.
It's
They
really
did it
dirty.
dirty.
Yeah, they did.
And in fact, there are good things in this world, and they fucked up a lot of shit. But anyways, yeah, talking about like that scene was a personal insult to me, and I would have had Underground walked out of the theater when they did that. You don't understand the power of that character. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was
No, I get
it was cool.
But
Like, I mean, it was
hold
cool.
on, did they do Lockjaw right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, but hold on. You guys don't understand. Inhumans did not get the Disney Plus power. It got the ABC primetime TV show
Yes.
pre-Disney Plus CW
Early-
level bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I would say yes, definitely CW.
It was probably better than all the other shit on TV at the time,
Mhm.
but the standards that they were aiming for was not HBO. They weren't shooting for
No.
Disney Plus.
No,
They-
Black Bolt's power
they were
is
shooting for, like,
ridiculous.
fucking Law and
He's-
Order. They were opposite Law and Order and CSI, so they were
Right,
trying to be
yeah.
like a
Well, they
barely
Hasn't
get
he,
by on
like,
effects.
fucking dematerialize people with just like a whisper.
He could,
He
yeah,
could do
in
a
the
lot
comics,
more.
I
He
mean,
can-
yeah,
he
he's
learns how to-
ridiculously.
Yeah, he can take out cities. He's
like,
learned
it's
to fly.
insane how strong he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he learned how to fly with his voice. He was able to pretty much break barriers. I mean, like, Black Bolt in the comic books is astronomically strong, but they didn't
So
give
much
him-
so,
they
I
didn't give enough
remember
justice.
they would remove him from certain like comic books because he would like
Yeah, he was too
be
OP.
too much
He's
of,
super, he's way too
yeah,
OP.
they'd be like, oh yeah, we gotta send them. Poochie went back home or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
especially with
yeah.
him without his tuning fork. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. Well, they when they fought like the Avengers and shit, he had to wear this like muzzle
Muzzle, yeah,
situation.
yeah.
And that was the thing there. Oh yeah, like he couldn't. It looked cool, but
Right.
that's how they leveled the playing field with him.
Yeah. No, going back to Agatha, like I see with Disney so far, right? Disney has done it seemed they have stepped up from WandaVision. And Darkseid, you said it 100% correct. There is a Disney Plus touch to shows comparatively to older shows that we've had. Regardless of the writing on for these shows, they are most time leagues above CW-esque superhero shows. And I know Bandito Mac, please forgive him, he is still a true fan. He's saying things like Arrow and so forth, which is not part of the Marvel universe.
Bandito.
No,
Man.
I corrected Hawkeye.
Yeah, he did. You like Arrow,
Lord.
like Hawkeye.
Yeah,
like,
I cringed a little. I
Flash.
cringed
yeah,
a
I
little.
did. I was like,
cringed.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna correct him, but now I'm going to correct him.
You did correct it. You did.
Yeah, but
I got it.
no, there is a certain polish to these shows. Definitely the money is there for like the sets and so forth. When you compare it to stuff, especially like the older Marvel, the Netflix shows and so forth. Netflix shows did a decent job, but they were more steeped in a little bit more reality, so they didn't have to go too crazy with the sets. But Marvel,
they were a little budget conscious.
But yeah, they were.
And they picked street level shows for
yeah,
that reason.
exactly.
Yeah, but Marvel was like
Give you the
the gate.
better storyline a lot of times when you do like the street level.
Well,
level,
yeah,
yeah.
let's not get into that too much. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, that's true.
Not every time.
Not every time. Yeah,
Not
but
every time,
They
but a lot of the time.
Yeah, a
it
lot of
helps.
times. That's the one thing I see that Marvel has gotten a little better so far with Agatha. I feel like the story, that first episode, now there's of course spoilers. If you have not seen Agatha all along, spoilers, beware.
First 2 episodes.
Yep.
But yeah, there's only 2 episodes
first
out of 9
episodes.
episodes, so you can't get too far in the spoiler territory, just by the nature of how many shows are out. But yeah, that first episode, it kind of got me intrigued. I was wondering what the hell is going on. Now we know after WandaVision, she got stuck into the Westview trap of everybody else was normal, but she was still stuck into that warp in that character of Agnes. But and when Agatha all along started, I was kind of wondering like how they doing this, right? Because I didn't know where they were going with it. I was like, is this a cop show where, you know, a detective whodunit type of show or something? Like, this is getting kind of weird, but I'm intrigued. And then when as you go through the episode, you start, I mean, for myself, I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is the other what's her name?
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, like, why is she there? It's like, is she another witch, or like, are these witches not really themselves? Are they like injected with a witch spirit or something like that? I was getting kind of confused with what was going on. Not confused in a bad way. It was just kind of, I was getting intrigued. And by the end of the first episode, that little twist that they did, I was like, that's pretty cool that they did that. I really enjoyed the first episode for sure. I thought the first episode was pretty good.
So is it a similar format, as in they're still playing sort of with the television theme and doing different versions of shows, things like that, or is it more?
Well, the
story's
first
kind of more straight.
I think the first episode kind of felt like a typical cop show of of like
it's different.
Like
See, the thing is, you guys haven't watched the second episode, but like the first episode, Cream is right. To be honest, I was like fucking rolling my eyes back so hard because I'm like, this dialogue is fucking super low end. It was just so bad. And then when they did the big reveal, and they're like, oh yeah, we've just been playing along and everything. Confident players, I'm like, oh, they got me, right?
Yeah.
And I was actually interested. I'm like, oh, what the hell's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And then the second episode is more, I guess, going in towards maybe what they're trying to do, which is like more Harry Potter style. I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming Wicked the musical type of show.
Are you just talking about that last part? The last part where they're singing?
Musical that they used to open a door. They literally start singing to open, which is fine. I mean, that's the show that they're going for. And then they
so they're still playing
open the road, which I'm assuming is the Yellow Brick Road or whatever it may be. So it turns into a completely different show. I'm sorry, what is it?
Bandy,
like, they're still playing with like different themes and stuff like that with the show, like basically different. Like the first episode was sort of like a cop style show, and then the second episode is now like a sort of, you know, like you're saying, Wicked.
Do they go back to the cop stuff?
No, they don't. So they just discard that and move along.
Yeah, literally the first episode is like a typical cop show where the cop is you know, always like single and alone, like goes into the room where their kid used to be at because their kid either got killed or part of the divorce, the kid got taken away. They're like, you're horrible at your job. Like, I'm so good at my job. That's why I got suspended from the force and moved back into my small town.
You're absolutely right. The only thing that, and maybe I missed it, is that they forgot to add that she's an alcoholic. Like,
pretty much that was the only thing.
You know what? Some shows, here's the thing. The thing that they're parroting, I really like the small town cop mystery. I love that shit, and I watch like a ton of TV shows that perfectly emulate that. So
absolutely.
That first episode, I enjoyed, but I knew that this was not the show, especially knowing WandaVision, you know, how that show's like kind of set up. I knew this was obviously not the main context of the show. We were watching some kind of simulation or dream sequence or something. And I was just like, they're obviously parodying like HBO murder, like true crime shows or stuff like that, you know what I mean? Gritty stuff. And they were doing a pretty good job of like getting that feel of that small town like HBO series going. And I like the idea that I guess all you need is the first episode, because the body that she's trying to figure out is Wanda Maximoff. And then later her name pops up on the toe tag. So to imply that she's another victim or of what happened. So I think it's just an opening like step into the mystery of what this series will be. So you guys, again, I didn't watch the second episode, but you guys are saying so they don't carry that theme forward, but they lean more into the witch stuff, which I thought they started in the second part, and I enjoyed the twist, the like
I like the
realignment,
twist,
whatever you
like I
want to call
said.
it.
It got me. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got me too.
Yeah.
I didn't know where they were going with it because the first part of that episode with the true crime cop scenes, it felt authentic. Like this, I felt like this is a typical cop show, like on its first episode, pilot episode, and I'm just like, where are they gonna go from here?
And it still feels like to the contrary of what you guys are saying. It still felt like to me that she was going to pop in and out of that TV show reality to unlock answers in her reality. You know what I mean? Like she's still stuck in that Inception. Like Westview is like in another reality. I'm totally out of the memory on what's the state of Westview right now. Is it under the Wanda spell, or she freed them?
She's freed them. So
She
these
freed
people
them.
So are they still under the Wanda spell? Because it seems like they are.
No,
they're free. They're just humoring her.
Yeah, they've been humoring. Yeah, she's been free. They've been free for 3 years, and they've seen her. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say this. The thing is, that's why I said if you had, obviously you didn't get a chance to, but like in the second episode, like it's way more lighthearted.
Yeah,
it's like very lighthearted compared to the first episode.
Yeah.
So everything having to do with the town and everything does not matter at all in the second episode, at least. Maybe it'll come back later, but in they don't even worry about it. Because it's a
non-issue for them.
Factor.
Yeah,
non-issue. Thank you.
This is 3 years later. So Wanda. So you gotta think of everything that's happened in the MCU has already transpired. So they're 3 years in the future from WandaVision. So that's Doctor Strange happening. That is Ant-Man happening. That is Spider-Man happening. All this stuff has already happened in this. By the time that Agatha or Agnes becomes Agatha, and she gets out of the Wanda spell. And even Agatha is like, what the fuck? I've been stuck in this for 3 years. And the neighbors are like, yeah, we've just been kind of playing along with you. And like, in the first episode, in that scene where she's ripping off all the clothes of the different TV shows and the eras that she was in, which I thought that was cool. That's a cool callback to WandaVision too. Because when she started pulling off all these clothes, and then she finally pulled off like the one thing where she was black and white in the colored world. I was like, that's really cool. But that was like a kind of the callback to WandaVision, what Wanda had done to her. So yeah, everybody else had moved on. But yeah, also remember, this is a town that they're aware of what Wanda has done. So this is not like Wanda did it and everybody is like, oh shit, like we don't know anything about it. Everybody at this point is like, we know what Wanda did. We know what you're going through. And we're just humoring you at this point. And remember, this town, I think is over, still under Sword's jurisdiction.
Control.
Control.
Yeah.
So they probably, I wouldn't be surprised if Sword was like, hey, just play along with her until she breaks out.
Can I just say, like, I was also surprised of, like, and maybe I got the tone wrong here, of WandaVision. WandaVision was, like, I was kind of surprised that the very unexpectedly caught up by the nudity in this show, because I thought this was, like...
we saw some cheeks.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, I mean, typically these days, 2024, if we get cheeks, it's a dude.
Yeah.
That's why, because we got to make up a lot of time.
We got.
So you get cheeks, it's gonna be a dude. So you're like, all right, we got cheeks. This time though, I mean, we got cheeks on Disney Plus. On a
lady cheeks?
Marvel show, lady cheeks on a Marvel Plus show. I was
this is what? They didn't get the memo from Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. Because the House of the Dragon, they go the complete opposite. You will see so many penises on screen. You get
they did not get the memo that it's 2024. They're firmly wherever they are, and God bless them. But Disney Plus,
they're back to Spartan times.
Yeah, very Sigma.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, here's the thing: can we just say Disney Plus for a Marvel TV show? I was not expecting. Did they also swear? Did she say the F word in the first? I think she did.
Probably.
She said I think she said the F word as the cop, as the hard nosed cop at some point. I was like, what the? What the
Going
fuck?
on,
I said, what the fuck?
Well, you gotta remember, this is also
Uh,
coming off of the heels of Marvel's biggest movie, one of the biggest movies to
Yeah,
come
true.
out, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool, Wolverine.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
you think they're gonna hang dog?
They're
You
like-
think they're
Yeah,
ready? They're
they're
like,
re-
fuck
They
it.
Yeah,
The
audiences
kids
are
need to
ready
know.
for mature.
Yeah,
Mature audience is
mature.
out there. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's out there.
I mean, we've
Agatha
already
gonna hang
we've
dog.
done Marvel's already
What's
done
that?
the blood now, the swearing, the vulgar language. So I'm not surprised that they might stretch the rules just a little bit. Yeah, I was
And
surprised
I
to see
think it was done in a comedic way.
It
like
was,
in
it
her
was.
like.
It wasn't in a comedic way. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
but
was tasteful.
still, damn. Yeah,
I was surprised about that. I was like, I
No,
kind of
I'm
looked. I was
not
like, yo,
expecting-
is that her cheeks? Like, okay,
Yeah, no,
like,
it obviously it wasn't, but
it was her.
it
It was her.
it was her
It's
cheeks.
confirmed. No,
Confirmed.
I'm kidding. But we don't know. But the thing is, they showed.
You know
it.
what? I'm just expecting the next episode coming up to have that hot ass NC-17 sex scene.
Yes.
For no reason.
Yes.
For no
Full
reason.
penetration.
Full
Okay,
penetration.
yeah.
Full penetration. Disney Plus
magic,
is like,
sex magic.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Sex magic.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is that this show at one point they said was supposed to be representative of not Alice in Wonderland,
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. So
right.
this, I can kind of see that now. In the second episode, I know you know you guys didn't watch it, so spoilers for you guys. But you know, and the second episode is more of a they're trying to get the gang together, and it's almost it is kind of Wizard of Oddish a little bit, where they're getting the individuals with individual magic abilities, and everybody serves a specific role in the group, and they go on a magic what they call the road. To get the road is a magical witch road that by the end of it you get the one thing that you desire, whether that's a question or that's a thing, you're supposed to get it.
Oh, okay.
Agatha, if you remember from WandaVision, Agatha got her powers and she was so uber strong was one, she was cursed, or she has a ability to draw out the power of other witches. So if you hit her with some magic, she can suck your magic out, according to her.
Absorbs it.
And, But she got her strength from coming to the end of the road, this mystical roadway for witches. So by the end of episode 2, everybody is on the road. So we don't know where that road is going to lead or what adventures they're going to have for the next 7 episodes, but that's the ending. So I don't know. I mean, Green Tuner, I don't know how you felt about it. I felt Wizard of Oz vibes.
Was this giving history on Agatha? Because I wanted to ask this as well, like just to back it up. But like, who is Agatha? Because when I was watching WandaVision, she sort of came out of nowhere. Only in the sense I just didn't know who she. Like she was always in.
She's
in the
not a
episodes,
comic book
obviously,
character
but
at all. She's
not?
No. She's a steep comic book character.
what?
No.
Agatha
I know she doesn't-
Harkness?
Yeah, this is the first Marvel series that doesn't have her own comic book.
Oh,
She's not.
She does have. She's a supporting.
She's a
character.
supporting character. Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean,
She's she has roles, yes, but this is the first Marvel character that has not had that has their own series that is not a major Marvel character themselves. That's why she's a supporting character. She's the first supporting character that's had it.
She's now, she's existed.
Well, that will give
in
them
comic books.
freedom to, be more creative with storylines.
Yeah.
Because you're messing with like a well-known character, right?
I mean, she's of course it's so hard. It's you know what? It's like hard. It's a complicated question because here's the thing. Once upon a time, you could have said she's not a well-known character. After WandaVision came out in the comic books, she's given a lot more of a focus, and she's pops up more to fight Doctor Strange. She pops up more to fight, various characters because now she's more of a mainstream referenced character. So in the comics, she's supported a lot now, and she's actually like younger and everything now. She's in she'll pop up in the last couple of years. She's popped up way more often. But I've always known her character and I've known who she is. But she's been like Madam Web, fucking like
she's Madam Web.
Not that important. You know what I mean? She's there.
Madam
but
Web.
now
Wait. No. Madam Web is important. All right.
shut
Of course, of
Yeah,
course. Of
she was
course.
she was Madam Web.
She's the chosen one with the special spider
I know, and she went to
Alright.
Brazil. We know she did.
She got bit by a
I'm going
spider
to Brazil.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta
she's
go
gonna
find
add
spider
more
She's
people to the
I need to
spider
go-
family.
I need to go find the place my mom was at 30 years ago. I gotta
need to
go.
go to the Amazon. Give
Down
me
to the
give me
extent.
2 hours and don't give me a map. I'll be right back.
But back, yeah.
Fucking no problem.
And then come back randomly. I went to Amazon. I went to the Brazil.
I went to Amazon.
I went to Amazon, and now I have spider powers.
I flew right back.
Yeah, not a real spider powers. I could just see the future. Like what? I don't know. Spiders could do that, but no. Agatha is she is now a well-known character. She's established in the Marvel universe, but she is Madam Web-esque, where it's like she exists, but nothing consequential to.
Bandito, to give you context, when WandaVision, the TV show, was happening in real time, and the show was still mysterious, and people were going episode to episode. Her character was introduced, and the leading speculation at that time was that she would be revealed to be Agatha Harkness. And there was like her initials were in like there was all these Easter eggs to point you to her big reveal. But like IGN and on these, I remember all these websites and people were like, they're like all the clues are there for her to be Agatha Harkness. So she's a character that has like notoriety in that. People assumed it would be her because it's the Scarlet Witch related TV show. So in that context, she's somewhat known now more than she was at that time, but she was a little more niche before at the time of WandaVision. For sure, the audience had to be educated.
It's almost like the Eternals. I would say almost like Eternals level. No one knew the Eternals.
Yes.
No one knew Agatha prior to WandaVision.
Yeah.
So,
it
is what it is.
And then let me ask you, Creamcast, because again, I've not watched the second episode, but if you look at some of the major talking points of the stuff we're talking about, it's Wanda Maximoff, Agatha Harkness, and the other thing is going to have to be the Darkhold. Now, the Darkhold is essential to all the shit from the first two things we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They mention it at the end of the first episode here. Are they implying it still exists in the second episode?
No, they actually talk about this specifically in the first episode and also the second episode, but more in the first, I think at the end of the first episode and the beginning of the second, that the Darkhold in every copy that is known within their existence is gone. So there is no more Darkhold, which I think was also confirmed in Multiverse of Madness. That every version of the Darkhold is destroyed. Same as the what's the other book? The Light Book.
Book of Ashanti.
Book of Ashanti. There's only one. There was one only in all of the multiverse that existed, and that one got destroyed. So technically, there should be no versions of it, of the Darkhold or the Book of Ashanti, anymore. But we don't know what the Witch's Road will produce. So that kind of
because that was her whole thing in WandaVision, right? She was trying to control Wanda, or she was using the Darkhold to control Wanda.
She was using the Darkhold and
to control Wanda.
Yeah, she's been using the Darkhold.
The Darkhold was what created the illusion of Westview to contain Wanda, right?
Yes.
To give her the illusion of the family and everything, right? It was so the
Darkhold was and I might be wrong, but this is from the show. This is why I gathered that the Darkhold, Agatha has had the Darkhold for a very long time, and she has been the user of the Darkhold, but she never became she was never the Scarlet Witch, which was something that was prophesied in among witches. So she was able to just use the power to Darkhold, but not to the full extent of the Darkhold like the Scarlet Witch can. So and then like the witches were like Agatha was relatively untouchable in the witch world. She apparently Agatha fucked around with a lot of the wrong people and pretty much messed up a lot of people in the witch world, stealing their powers and so forth. But now that she is powerless thanks to the Scarlet Witch and she lost the Darkhold, because you remember Scarlet Witch took her power, reversed the spell from Agatha of Agatha being able to steal powers from other witches. Scarlet Witch did the opposite to Agatha and stole her powers, and then on top of that took the Darkhold. So now Agatha is at a very weakened state where she still has the ability to steal witch powers. She just can't produce, she can't use any powers at the moment because Wanda took it all from her. And I mean, within the day, she's from breaking the spell to now being active and trying to get to the witch's road. She's powerless. And even at one point in the second episode, when they're trying to do the witch's road and they're doing the witch musical, the witches are trying to Agatha, like they can't get the doorway to the witch's road to open. So Agatha starts egging them on, like, yeah, you're nothing. You're never gonna be nothing. You're a second rate witch, and you'll blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, and really trying to goad them into attacking her because she has some very powerful witches. I think they call them the Salem Six, are after her at this point. And Aubrey Plaza's character, she pretty much says, she makes a truce with Agatha. I think at the end of the episode 1, she's like, hey, I will spare you. I'll let you live, but I'm going to tell the people that you don't want to follow or find you the most, I'm going to tell you where you're at. So now the witches are coming after Agatha, and Agatha is trying to goad these other witches that she's created a coven, and now she's trying to goad these other witches so they can attack her and she can steal their power, and then she can get somewhat powered up. But yeah, no. This is the Darkhold. I think they're staying true where the Darkhold has been destroyed. And I think even Doctor Strange said that in Multiverse of Madness that the Darkhold is destroyed, but there could possibly be other versions. But I think he said that all versions are destroyed. So, and with it being destroyed, if the Scarlet Witch, who I know we had talked about back in the day, she might still be alive. So Wanda Maximoff might still be alive after.
Yeah, and I believe Elizabeth Olsen has mentioned that she would be interested in returning, and because here's the thing with the fucking Secret Wars, the concept of Secret Wars facilitates just about everyone who's ever existed in the MCU making a return appearance. So I think a question was asked to her, would Scarlet Witch return? And she said she would, if whatever political answer she gave. Right. So obviously, even though I think I know Bandito Mac, you have not finished. You finished the movie, right?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I feel like I was most of the way there. I was up to like that last fight, and I had to like dip out.
Okay. Well, I was going to reference something in the last fight. Well, obviously, we're talking about her fate. In that, I like where her fate, like where she ends up. I was a real big fan of the ending of Doctor Strange, that movie, because of her journey. I like her journey a lot, and I like the redemption arc, and I like I love the villain arc. I love all these things about her, and because it's happened in the comic books, right? But ultimately, she is a hero, and it would be, would I be okay with her coming back in the heroic light? Yes, because that's more of a classic Avenger route. But I liked where they took her. I really like, of all like the MCU storylines and plots that they have done, and they've done a lot of good ones, and they've like Tony Stark, they left it in a real good way, and now they're doing this, so you could have tarnished that. They did Steve Rogers, they left it a good way, but they can fuck that up too.
They can.
Scarlet Witch for me, Scarlet Witch, they left it in a good way that I was satisfied with. Like there was an arc, and like there was a sacrifice, and something was earned there to set up something else. But like I could see her returning. But the question is, will we see her pop up in the show? Probably not.
Well, they can.
Of course they can.
We saw her at the end of the first episode. Well, we didn't see her, but we saw her fake body. So it's, I mean, if they really want to show her, they would have showed her face in that. In every scene from the dead body that was in the creek, they purposely didn't show her face. And I was kind of curious. I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I had no idea who it was.
I
And then-
thought for sure, honestly, I thought it was her. I thought that, at some point they would show the body and it's her, and that would be the big like, oh, like that's the mystery. But like, I liked how they showed Scarlet Witch or one of Maximoff on the toe tag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
I'm all I'm saying is like if they really wanted to show Elizabeth Olsen in this, they could have did it at that point. But then even if they did show her at that point, it would kind of spoil it that she may return. She's somewhere else in the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's a big reveal.
that's way big.
Yeah, because
But
yeah, we could do that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, do you guys have? I mean, I feel like we're on episode 2 of the Agatha all along. So
What is it really weekly, right? Weekly.
Yes, it comes out weekly. Yep, and it should end. It's supposed to end on October 30th. So real spooky. It's supposed to end pretty much on Halloween, which is, I mean,
I don't get it.
a great time
as
shut up. Which is a great ending for it. You're gonna end on Halloween, so I mean that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's supposed to end on October 30th. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about this for?
I like it. I like the direction that they're going in. I like Catherine Hahn. She's just a real good actor. And she's good in everything she does. And I have my doubts about Agatha all along, but like I think, and Aubrey Plaza I really like. So those
Aubrey Plaza
two
was nice. Yeah,
those two can carry just about anything. So my expectations for the show are not high. However, I think the pedigree of the people involved is very high. So I'm excited to see, where they go. And also, like I said, them cheeks give me a lot of hope about where we're going. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. But no, let's all right, let's give our blurries. And let's do something else too. Let's not give our blurries. Let's give our predictions. Blurry scores of the future.
Pre-blurries?
Pre-cogs. Yeah, based on the first 2 episodes, what would you guys
precog this?
Yeah.
We have a horrible track record.
We have the worst track record.
No, instead of the precogging, like, wait, are we precogging where the story's going?
No, precogging like what blurries we're gonna give it at the end of the season.
Because the other ones would be fucking better since we're gonna be way off.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys want to give precog blurries
you can still give a
We
prediction.
can do precog blurries, yeah.
Wait. So say again, we're precogging what?
What we think? What we're gonna precog? I mean, based on the 2 episodes that we've seen, we're going to give out the blurries of what we think the series is gonna end up as.
Yeah.
For the totality of the series. So like for me, I'm gonna say like I think the series is gonna end on a. You can't use 7. Don't use 7 because 7 is such a cop out answer. So
I'm not.
Fuck,
but I'm going for another.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's gonna be like, 7. No, I think this is gonna end up at a 5. I think this is gonna be an average. I think this is gonna be an average show. I don't think this is gonna be anything stellar.
Interesting.
I think Disney is just gonna make a very mediocre show. It started off strong, just from the reveal. The reveal by itself.
What is giving you like 5? That's a major
because they got 7 more. We have 7 more episodes of this, right?
Yeah,
so I'm kind of.
You don't think they have the holding power?
I don't think they have the holding power. Honestly, you literally, you took the words right out of my mouth. The holding power for this series doesn't just seem like it's there. Like I don't know if I can watch 7 episodes of Agatha. And her misadventures.
Here's the other thing that I'll probably say to support your claim. These are not 20 to 30 minute episodes. They're going for 45-ish, and I will agree that might be
45. That's
20 to 30, 7 episodes.
Was closer to 30.
Tight little story going.
It's closer to 30 because like the episodes are 45 minutes, and then usually I've checked. The last episode, I think we had like 7 minutes of outro and so forth. So it's closer to 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, but WandaVision danced around with like 20-minute episodes. You know what I mean? Like it like they were fast and loose with their ideas and concepts. So maybe they could still do that here. But I hear you on the sustaining 7 episodes. the plot's got to have the heat.
I'm sticking to my 5. I think this is gonna be an average. I think this is gonna be just an average show.
Damn.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I mean, isn't this gonna kind of influence how we view this show, though?
No, I'm making a no. If the show is good, I'm going to be like, it's good. Good. I doubted it and I was wrong.
Well, yeah, Creamcast, you've set yourself up to counter that prediction. You kind of giving yourself a little room to.
Yeah, I want to give myself some room because I don't want to do what we normally did, like we did for Multiverse of Madness, and we were like, man, this is gonna be
middle of the road.
Okay, then 4. I'll say 4.
Even though
that would also be a safe choice.
Okay, I'll say 4. I'll go on 4.
Okay, I like that. That is bold. I love it.
Even though we started briefly doing this Doctor Strange thing, we started talking about Elizabeth Olsen popping up. For setting ourselves up for
that's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
I was more hoping we were gonna predict where this thing was gonna go.
Anyway,
well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna go down to a 4. I think by the time we get to the end, I think the ending is going to impact more of the entire show.
I'll give it a precog a 5.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you guys are scared. Scary.
No, you know what? No. I'll precog a 6. I think it's gonna be better than average, but I don't think it's gonna be for me.
Okay.
Because whatever they're going for is really not. It's not meant for me so far.
Okay, that's fair.
So, but I can appreciate the effort that they put into things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Go ahead, Bendito Mike.
I just haven't seen enough to really. I don't know the pacing.
That's the precog, baby.
That's the precog, baby.
Uninformed.
You gotta shave Ed down, and you gotta paint him white, and you gotta put him in a pool, and you gotta hold him under the water.
It's all about how you feel, where the planets are aligned, when you were born. If you have incense in the room.
Coming off of WandaVision, I was feeling really, really strong. I would give it. If I can't give it a 7, I don't know if I can give it an 8. Maybe a 6. I'll go. I have faith because maybe it is for me. I think if it's as interesting as WandaVision, at least hopefully, because there isn't a strong villain. I was going to say that I don't know if there's a strong villain or strong characters to latch onto, like you guys were saying. But for WandaVision, that wasn't really apparent in the beginning either. Even though I kind of knew that it was Wanda doing the thing, because I kind of knew some stuff about it. Or I'll go into it, right? But yeah, I think though if it can at least be a little interesting as WandaVision, then I'll definitely I'll have high hopes. I look forward to it.
So you're gonna give it a 6?
I'll give it an 8.
Oh, 8. Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Damn.
I'm
I love it.
confident.
Those are
Oh man, guys, he's naive. He's fresh. He's young. He's so full of hope. Let his hopes get crushed like ours did.
Now,
he's one of those.
I mean, I don't have as much investment though.
Yeah.
Thing either.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Bandito's technically a rookie cop where he's I'm gonna make a difference in my community. Yeah. He's bright and hopeful. Let's go. And then after 2 years of watching crack addicts, do horrible things, you're oh fuck this place. Just
what? Nah, man. Nah. No, I appreciate Bendito Mac's honesty and his you gotta have optimism.
It's good to have some
naivete. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
You know what? What? Here's the thing. I always come in, I'm a half glass full man.
Yeah.
I've always been that way. And like I said, there's a lot of things I like. Catherine Hahn, Aubrey Plaza. I don't think 7 episodes I think it's scary for them to maintain, but I like the feel. And them cheeks had an effect on me.
Oh my goodness! Hey,
hey, +2 for cheeks, man.
Nah,
I'm just saying the possibilities of us seeing
this man
penis.
needs
penis.
He needs a PNC session.
I'm
post nut clarity.
He's going to horny
jail.
I'm precogging full frontal male nudity by episode 5. I think that's realistic.
Okay. Sure.
HD 4K close up.
For that reason, I have to go 9.5 for that reason, right? So
Oh,
like,
my
I mean,
God.
that is
Okay.
a wild prediction.
Yeah,
If
see-
it
no,
actually,
yeah,
I'll
for
be
sure.
Oh yeah.
shocked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, realistically, honestly, truthfully, I'd be 8.5. I think I will. I think I usually like certain things, and like I think I possibly will like this. So I will go 8.5.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm seeing a red ball. I'm seeing a red ball here, boys.
Okay. Hey,
Oof.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, if that's what you
Like
think
it,
it is
dig
going to
it.
be, I mean, yeah, make some bold predictions. But hey, I feel like we got
We-
2 pessimists and then 2 optimists. So
Yeah, we
you
saw
know.
the least amount of episodes too. Like
Yeah, right.
we're
That's-
both-
yeah, that's
You
why.
guys are so hopeful.
I
Yeah.
think if you
You
guys
haven't
see,
seen
My
a
mind
second.
is
I
so
get
good right now.
it's just not for me. That's the only thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I think you guys, if you guys see the second episode, but you guys have the
Oh,
purest.
really?
I think you guys have the
Okay.
purest
I see
reaction.
what's got it.
So
Okay, we might have to revisit our precog.
Nah,
We will.
nah,
we
nah.
will.
no, you
No.
can't.
No.
You're precog,
You're-
baby.
hey,
But,
you're
but
cla-
hold on.
That's it. That's it. It's out there
You
in
two
the ether.
motherfuckers. Hold on. You two motherfuckers precogged with another episode on your.
Yes, yes.
That's on you, bitch. You should have thought
You
about
should
this
have
before
thought
you
about
reached
that.
it.
Yeah, we talked.
That's
We
true.
talked about this.
That's
We
true.
literally said that we're gonna be able to squeeze 2 episodes in
That's
right
true.
before the
That's
episode.
true.
I'm,
Right-
I'm standing on
That's
business.
true.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah,
All
thank
right,
you. See,
all right.
see, Bandito,
Don't
he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm about that
It's gonna
action,
be hot.
boss. I'm
Yeah,
about
it'll
that
be
action.
great.
So,
I mean, I'll take it as well, but I call shenanigans on this. This is fixed for sure.
all right,
Fucking
all
bullshit.
right.
I'm sure something is gonna happen in episode 2 where I'm like, what the fuck?
I'll give this shit a 2.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. All right. Well,
cool.
yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, unless you guys have anything else. That
Yeah.
is our review of Agatha All Along. So,
Yes.
all right. Anything else, you guys, before we wrap this up?
Are you late?
No.
All right. Well, we're right, and everybody, we're switching up the format, so don't go anywhere. But we're gonna wrap up this part of the session.
Quick
But
break.
The review
yeah,
part we're wrapping up.
yeah, we're wrapping up the review part, and then we're gonna jump into like the extra
Stick
content.
around.
So yeah, don't stick around. Don't go anywhere. But this has been episode 138 of the Blrd podcast. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms and live on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast, and also catch our video format on YouTube at the Blrd podcast. Until next time, blur you guys later.
Are you late?
Blur you later.
Blow you right back.